Ralph Waldo Emerson says our chief want is someone who will inspire us to be what we know we could be. And I want to encourage you and let you know that I want to be that person for you as you are for me. You inspire me with your actions, with your words, and with your thoughts. So thank you for joining in on this podcast today.
Welcome, this is Milton Herring, international speaker, author, trainer, and coach, where each week I bring you inspiring stories, real steps to achieve your peak potential, and an encouraging message to move you from minimal living to a life maximized. Thanks for spending time with me today, and now let the training begin.
Hey, Maximizers, welcome back and joining me on this podcast. What a beautiful day this is. And if you've waken up this morning and you can audibly hear me, there's some great things to be thankful for, especially your hearing, your life, your strength, and everything else that God has given you today. So today we want to talk about building something that lasts, some simple steps that I want to uncover, show you, and hopefully you can take away to go ahead and be able to implement it in your own life, to build something that lasts over time. Because we're talking about maximizing moments, and there's going to be moments in our life that come that if we don't have something built strong, sturdy, that can weather the storms of life and the storms that come across our path, or even when opportunities come that challenge what we really know, we need to have something that's sturdy, that's strong, that's built to last. And here's some simple steps I wanted to share with you today. And I'm so excited to. I hope you're excited. Here we go, ready to go. The first thing we need to do, we're taking some of these concepts of building a skyscraper. So if you're looking at the Eiffel Tower or Empire State Building or Sky City, you can go to different countries across this world. And there's some huge buildings that have been built, large, tall, and they do call them skyscrapers because the tips scrape the sky. And I want you to be able to scrape the sky in your own life and the purposes and plans and dreams that you have. Be able to get to that point in your life where you are scraping the sky. You are maximizing your potential and purpose in your life. And so the first thing we want to do is we want to dig deep. Take notes down. We want to dig deep. Dig deep, foundationally. Anything that goes high isn't built right on the surface. If you want to build greatness in your life, if you want to go further than you ever thought you can ever go, you have to dig deep. Why do we dig deep? Because the weight of what you're building has to be on something solid, foundationally. And that's the biggest part. Sometimes the foundation is the most toughest, rigorous, excruciating part of growth. And we're talking about digging deep. We're talking about pulling up roots. We're moving rocks. We're re-landscaping. We're moving the earth in our lives. We're moving earth that's filled with maybe weeds and pebbles and boulders and thistles and thorns. And what does that look like? I mean, there's things in our life that are rooted there that we don't even know until we start digging. We're like, oh my goodness, I had no idea that was inside of that ground that I have. Like when I was a kid once, I used to hear this growing up in the church that I don't know where it didn't come from my dad. It came from people. My dad was a pastor, or still is, and didn't come from him, but it's people that I knew at the church that had some theology or thinking behind what they thought was truth. And one of those things was that I heard somebody tell me that, hey, money is evil. Like, that's it. Money is evil. Like, you don't want to have a whole lot of money because it can turn you evil. And it wasn't until I got in my 20s that I found out that was not the truth. As I started to dig away at some things in life because I wanted some change, I wanted some growth, I wanted things different in my life. And I think you and I have to understand that if we want something different, if we want to build something that lasts, or we want to create a legacy, or we want to achieve greatness in our lives, we have to do things differently. And part of that is digging the foundation, pulling up those roots, moving those rocks out of the way, those pebbles, those thorns, those thistles, anything that can hinder and bind us, we have to move those out of the way, and we have to build deep, go deep, and this does take time. Don't rush this process, guys. Think about what you're thinking about. Challenge what you believe, what you think you've heard. Especially, let's just take one instance. You want to be the most fit person on the planet Earth, if that's a possibility. But you want to be the most fit person on planet Earth, but you haven't really gotten fit ever in your life. You haven't, ran more than a mile. You've never lifted X amount of weight. You've never attempted, these new things that are pretty cool, like the Spartan race or Tough Mudder, or things that you've never tried anything like that. Ran half marathon or full marathon or triathlon or whatever it is. You've never tried that, but you want to be the fittest person on earth, and you're making this decision to do this. And the thing you're going to have to do is find out why you haven't accomplished or done anything before in your own life. What has held you back up until this point? Who has spoken things into your life? And start to think. When you start to ask yourself the right questions, that's a process of digging deeper. You're asking yourself, what am I doing now that's caused me to live up to this point? And for me to go even further, what am I going to have to leave behind mentally, emotionally, relationally? What am I going to have to do to change the outcomes that I want in life? And this is the digging process. Sometimes this can take some time. If you look at, again, a huge skyscraper, you look at a home being built, and the last time you ever saw a home being built, the majority of the time is always spent on the foundation and digging, setting the foundation. And once the foundation is set, it goes pretty fast after that. But the foundation is so key. Digging that foundation. Dig deep, guys. Number one, dig deep. Number two, you have to place footings. Okay, we've got the foundation built. Now we've got to figure out a way how to keep the earth set so it doesn't collapse on itself. I've seen people try to dig foundations, but they never place the footings in their life. And I've experienced my own life. I remember, taking the time and trying to figure out what's going on in my life and figure out, okay, how come I'm not in the best shape that I want to be in? How come I'm not the fittest guy on earth? Because, and I start doing my digging, and I start uncovering some things, and then I just start building. And I never placed my footings there to keep the earth from imploding on itself, from keeping the earth to squeeze out what I'm trying to build. And those footings, what are those footings? That's your barriers. What barriers in your life must you set in order to keep your lasting legacy, your greatness alive over time? What are those barriers? And those questions you have to ask yourself. I mean, for simply, a barrier could be, I have to keep away from this part of foods. I can't go to this restaurant because of my weakness. What are some things that come up that really challenge me when it comes to my fitness? What are those things, and what are those barriers that I need to put in place? Is it people to help me? Is it accountability? It's like, look, hey, I'm digging deep here. I've realized some things. I've pulled some roots up. Now I want to start really, really building something great in my own life. Can you help me build this barrier so it doesn't, my foundation doesn't implode. My foundation doesn't crumble back on itself. Find out what those footings are, those barriers in your life to hold back the earth, because gravity wants to set in, the world wants to crush you in. There's so much pressure from external sources, internal, everything. There's so many things that want to come against your greatness when you're trying to do something great in your life, living on purpose, living your destiny, that you have to place footings, place barriers in your life. The third thing is, now we have to build our interior. So we're putting up the stairs, we're setting up for the elevators, everything that goes inside. We're framing inside of the building. We have to now, the foundation we've established, the barriers we've set up, we build from there each and every day. We do things that support our barrier footings. We listen to the right things. We associate with the right people. We take action every day. Sometimes it's, a challenge to fight through our emotions. Those are things we're building the interior. Everything great you see on the outside physically with your eye, it could be from the physical standpoint somebody's physique, or it could be from the financial standpoint somebody's wealth, or it can be from a relational standpoint maybe somebody's family that looks great. Everything was built with the interior first after a foundation was laid. Sometimes that foundation is subconsciously laid from our parents or those we've spoken to our life over time. Sometimes that foundation is already there, and we have to make that choice to set the footings and build the interior. We always start from the inside. Start with your mind, start with your heart, start with your spirit. Those are the things that build what we want to see on the outside, and that's what creates a set of greatness, a lasting purpose, something that you can live for your life. It's a style. It's a lifestyle. It's a style we live. It's a style we breathe. It's a style we move. And don't make it, for me, my personality, I'm a wind. And so being a wind is that I like variety. I like change. But at the same time, I'm a water, so my wind, water, and you can go back to some of my podcasts, and I've talked about this on my interviews, but my water aspect wants to support and wants to nourish. And so me having wanting the flexibility and variety in life and doing this and doing that should never bother my foundation. It should never relocate the skyscraper that I'm building. It should always expand off of that. I should be able to look further and see further, and knowing that what I've built right now, whether it's currently with my health as I'm going to this transformation process, that is going to allow me to leap off and see greater distances where I can now utilize what I've done here and duplicate it in another area of my life. I hope you understand me on that. So we have to build the interior we work from the inside out. If you start working from the outside in, you're going to find yourself messed up. It might look good on the outside, but as soon as something hits it, it's going to crumble. You're going to try to say, oh, I built the outside, but now I need to put in this stairwell. Now I need to put in this elevator. And that causes, reconstruction costs, that causes pain, that causes loss of time, and really motivation. If you're having to redo something over again because you did it wrong the first time, if you know what I'm saying. And so build the interior, do things daily that build up your mind and that support your beliefs. Do things daily that will give you the right tools to make the best decisions or choices that come in your life. Do those things that build the interior. And the last thing, number 4, is to encase it. We want to really now, this is our point. Now we've dug deep, we've got the foundation, we've set our footings, we're building interior. Now we want to place a frame around it, and we want to give something people to look at and say, look at the progress. Because a lot of people can't see the progress that happens on the inside. Most people will only see the progress that happens on the outside. But it takes the inside, the progress on the inside is more valuable than what happens on the outside, because what you see on the outside is just a reflection of what's going on the inside. Whether you're in shape, whether you're out of shape, whether you're rich, whether you're broke, whether you're just drifting in life, or whether you're living fully fulfilled, living a life of purpose. It all starts from the inside. But when we encase it, this is our time to now showcase what's been going on. So platforms were given. People start to recognize and give you compliments, or they start to encourage you more because they see you're working. And this is just us now. We put the frame together, and then we're putting the lipstick on it, if you want to say. We're putting it together on the outside, making it look good. And this is when we got opportunity to start to share our passions. When people start to see physically with their eyes the changes that have gone on in your life, they're going to want to hear the things that have gone on the inside of your life. And that's so, so important. I'll say it again. The changes they see on the outside will then propel them to ask about the changes you've made on the inside. That's how it works. I don't know why, I didn't do it, but that's how the human psyche works, and that's how people then become gravitated towards you. And that's your opportunity to shine. Share, to build other people up, to pass on your wisdom, to pass on your knowledge. And the last thing we want to do is then we want to occupy it. Number 5 is occupy. Put people in your life that are headed in the same direction. And again, you left the old life away. You dug up all those old roots. You severed some ties. You started to build those barriers around your life. Now you have to occupy people that have the same or similar vision, are going in the same direction as you are, or that want to support you in your cause. Those are the things you have to do. You have to occupy your skyscraper now with people and with opportunities, right? And so don't ever think, look, once I build a skyscraper, I've made it, because you can't. It's just one step in the process, because once you build one skyscraper, you're going to have to build another one. There's so many areas in our life we need to build up, so many areas that we need to work on within ourselves. We're never going to perfect it. We're never going to get to the end of it. We just don't stop. Don't stop until, I've heard a speaker say this, we don't stop until the coffin drops. We don't stop until the coffin drops. You continue to push yourself, continue to challenge yourself, look for new opportunities that propel you to a greater destiny. And so I hope this helps you today in these simple steps to building something that lasts, but also building your greatness, living your purpose, and occupying your dream. Hope this works for you today, guys. Please, I'd love you to share and help somebody in the process. God bless. Bye-bye.
Hey, Maximize, if you've enjoyed that podcast, would you mind sharing it on your social media streams? Hear more podcasts from great minds like myself. Go to miltonherring.com/podcast. Again, it's miltonherring.com/podcast. Also, I'm doing a 15-minute free coaching to help maximize any given moment in your life towards success. Head on over to miltonherring.com/15. That's miltonherring.com/15.